Hey besties, welcome back to Allie the Doula, your birth bestie for real talk. If you're new here, hey, I'm Allie. I'm a birth doula, a mom of 3, and the friend who's going to help you figure all of this out without sending you into a Google spiral. And if you've been here for a few episodes, welcome back. I'm so glad that you are still hanging out with me. So in my last episode, we talked all about what to do after you get that positive pregnancy test, and how not to spiral and open 47 tabs on Google or go down TikTok rabbit holes. In that episode, I briefly mentioned building your birth team. And I feel like that is one of those things where you hear it and you're like, okay, that sounds important, but also, what does that actually mean? So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. Because a lot of us grew up thinking that pregnancy is just you get an OB, you go to your appointments, and then you have a baby. But the truth is, that is only one piece of the puzzle. Pregnancy, birth, and postpartum aren't just medical experiences that we go through. They're physical, emotional, mental, and honestly, they're just a really big life shift all around. And that is where your birth team comes in. Your birth team is the group of people who support you through all of those layers. And the way that I like to think about it is your OB or your midwife are focused on the medical safety side. Your birth team is what supports your experience. Both matter, but they play pretty different roles. So I want to walk you through who I usually recommend having on your team, but in a simple, not overwhelming way. We're not going to go super in depth today on each topic because I'm going to break down each of these in future episodes. But I want you to at least know what's available to you and where to start. Okay, so first, your OB or your midwife. This is going to be your primary provider. They're monitoring your pregnancy, your baby, your health, all of the medical side of things. And choosing the right one matters a lot, honestly, a lot more than people realize. But again, we will dive into that on its own episode. Next, you guessed it, your doula, me. You guys knew that one was coming. Your doula is your emotional and physical support person. We are the ones helping you prepare, answering questions, supporting you during labor, helping your partner know how to support you and not pass out in the background, and just being that steady, grounding presence. We aren't here to replace your provider. We're here to support you and your partner and your baby. Next is chiropractic care. If you want a super deep dive into why chiropractic care during pregnancy and postpartum and for your baby is amazing, head back a couple episodes to where I interviewed Dr. Brooke Sellers with Bloom Family Wellness. She gave so much amazing information on how beneficial chiropractic care can be during all of the stages of having a baby, and also how it can help your newborn. All right, and then we have pelvic floor therapy. If this is not something that you've heard of yet, or you don't really know why you should be looking into pelvic floor therapy when you're pregnant, then we're going to be learning a lot. And I am so excited for it. Pelvic floor therapy helps prepare your body for birth and supports your recovery afterwards. It's one of those things that I wish it was just standard and built into prenatal care for everyone because it can make such a difference. Next is lactation support. A lactation consultant can help you with feeding, whether that is breastfeeding, pumping, combo feeding. They can even help if you are not breastfeeding at all, but baby is just struggling. They can help with everything. And I always say that this is one of those supports that's really helpful to have lined up before you actually need it. Because trying to Google and find a lactation consultant at 2 a.m. when you're a week postpartum and you think your baby might have latch issues is not ideal and just not the vibe that we're going for. And lastly, mental health support. This one is so tremendously important. Pregnancy and postpartum can bring up a lot. Hormones are doing their thing. Life is shifting in a big way. And having someone to talk to and support you through it isn't extra. It's normal support. And something else that I think is really important to talk about here, because I can already hear some of you thinking this, is, okay, cool, I know who I might need, but how do I know if they're actually the right fit for me? Just because someone has the title or the certification or the education doesn't automatically mean that they are the right provider for you. You can have an OB, a doula, a chiropractor, and still feel unsupported. And that is usually not because you picked the wrong type of provider. It's because the fit wasn't right for you. So when you're building your birth team, it's not just about checking those boxes. It's about asking yourself, do you feel comfortable with this person? Do you feel heard when you talk to them? And do you feel like you can ask questions without feeling rushed or brushed off? And honestly, do you feel safe with them? That's why in all of the episodes coming up, when we dive into all of the different options for your birth team, I'm going to be reiterating that you should be interviewing multiple. Look into multiple different OBs or midwives. Talk to multiple doulas. Talk to multiple lactation consultants. You are bringing people into a very important experience in your life, so you need to make sure that that person is right for you. You deserve providers who respect your choices, support your goals, and make you feel confident going into your birth, not confused or second-guessing everything. And if you ever leave an appointment feeling like, wait, what just happened? Or, I don't feel great about that, then that matters. That feeling is something that you need to pay attention to. And it doesn't mean you're being dramatic or picky. It just means that you're paying attention to what you need and what your gut is telling you. So when you look at all of this together, your birth team isn't about doing the most. It's about having the right support in the right areas. Because when people say that they felt unsupported during pregnancy or postpartum, a lot of times it's not because something went wrong. It's because they didn't have the support that they needed around them. Now, before you're like, okay, cool, I need to go hire 6 people immediately. No, you don't. Not right now. This is not about doing everything all at once. It is simply about knowing what's out there so that you can make decisions that actually feel good and feel right for you. And just to quickly tie this back to what we talked about in the last episode, your OB or midwife and your doula are usually people that you want to start looking into pretty early. Things like chiropractic care and pelvic floor therapy can start early in pregnancy, and then lactation support is something that you can look into more in your 3rd trimester. But again, we are going to go way deeper into all of this in upcoming episodes. Because over the next few episodes, I'm going to walk you through each of these roles one by one, how to choose them, when to start, and how they actually support you. So you're not just going to hear, build your team. You are actually going to know how to do it. I want to make sure that you know that you don't have to figure everything out right now, but you do deserve support. And now you know what that can actually look like. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If this episode helped you, share it with a friend who's pregnant or thinking about it, and make sure that you're following the podcast so you don't miss the next episodes in this series. You can always connect with me over at Instagram at Allie the Doula and learn more about my services, download resources, or book a doula chat with me at allieravendula.com. And remember, you are doing much better than you think. I'll talk to you soon.